Good afternoon and welcome to 𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗛𝗧𝗦 Park for Bath City's first home game of the season against Welling United. City could not have had a worse start to their campaign, not in terms of a 1-0 defeat to full-time Boreham Wood, but in terms of Jerry Gill's pre-season planning lying trashed pre-match. 3 players out injured, 1 suspended and 1 absent for personal reasons. It must have been even more depressing to watch new signing Zach Smith stretchered off injured midway through the first half. Rarely can a defeat have seemed more like a triumph over adversity. No such problems for Welling. They played last season's newcomers Aveley at Parkview Road and ran out 1-0 victors. That came on the back of a last season resurgence under new manager Rod Stringer. New manager at Welling is of course a phrase hardwired into the club, as in their last 8 games at 𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗛𝗏 Park they've had 8 different managers every time. Equally on the field, there have been a host of changes, with some 15 players leaving and 8 new signings in the lineup for the match against Aveley, amongst Stringer's squad of 23 players. My name's Andrew Kerslake, and alongside me I have a match commentary team of Chris Chappell and Alex Lane-Kieltyka. Good afternoon, Alex.
Afternoon, Andrew. Thank you very much. First home game of the season. Back at 𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗛𝗏 Park. I am thrilled, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a very positive season. As I just dropped my pen, this is going to be a great start. So.
You like to get off well. Welling, it's going to be quite a tough ask this afternoon, isn't it? I know last season they had a very comfortable victory over them, but under Rod Stringer they're a side that have definitely improved, haven't they? Yeah,
absolutely, Andrew, and that's exactly what they've been looking for. You know, it's been many years since they were up in the National League. It's been, you know, a good decade or so. Since relegation, they haven't been able to find those heights. Obviously, they did make the playoff final about 1 year. Didn't quite work out for them. I mean, since then, they've been, you know, not even mid-table mediocrity. They've almost been lower mid-table mediocrity and almost fighting against promotion, fighting against relegation as well. And then this season, you know, they got to a great start last week, beating Aveley. Obviously, Aveley, we're not quite sure what they're going to be about this season after a really good season back in National League South last year. So it'll be really interesting to see how they get on. But Welling, a 1-0. It was a clean sheet as well. They had a really solid pre-season, you know, many victories, including a win over Absolute United, a draw of Leyton Orient. You know, I think they're packed and ready to go for this season. Here we go then, 𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗏 Park, National League South action. First home game of the season for the Romans, Bath City versus Welling United. And we are officially underway here at 𝗛𝗚𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗏 Park as Welling get us kicked off. That's brought down the centre of the park. Martin, try and bring it forward. Inside to Taylor Crosdale, the lone strikers. Wanjo Smith is taken out by Anthony Grant there. And it will be a free kick for City, halfway inside their own half. And as you mentioned, Andrew, you know, they have struggled in recent years, Welling, against City in the past 9 meetings. Bath have won on 4 occasions.
And City, as the season goes on, may find that increasingly problematic.
Wiles Richards with a clever free kick, goes out to the right-hand side for Clark. We bring ball forward, instead he's going to come inside. It's a good challenge, though, by Grant. Goes out to the right-hand side now with Johnson. First time we've heard him on the ball yet today. Wanjo Smith is there to cover. He's into left-footed cross in up towards the head of Rains. He's able to clear it away. And Clark can't quite bring it down there. Clark hasn't had any luck yet today. Now good opportunity for Welling to bring it into the box. They do so through Long. Can't quite find an opening though. Long onto his left foot. He was looking away from the goal and it was charged down. Now Wilson can try and latch onto this loose ball, but Birchall's there first. 2 forward up towards Wilson. He's able to bring it down, but once again, Birchall too strong. Wilson almost dispossessing the centre-back that time, though. Some good interlinking play from Welling, and the corner referee is no fouls. Humphrey Ewers comes away with the ball. Brings it inside to Wilson. There's a bit of space. Can try and unleash a shot if he wants to. He takes too much time, though. And referee didn't quite give anything, but went through the back of Wilson. Maybe a bit too light once again. End-to-end stuff at the moment as Morgan needs to cover here. He can go back to his keeper, Wiles Richards. He does so. Parcell. Forward to Wilson, holds up the ball well, finds Tilson. Good looking ball in to break the attack there. Now to Fisher inside the box. Those appeals for a penalty there as it goes up to Clark. Edge of box, may just take a shot with his left foot. Oh, and it goes just wide. Stretching save from Reese Lovett, high and wide to his right. And it goes wide there. And it'd be interesting to see your thoughts on that penalty incident, Andrew.
Yeah, it's one of those that you say you've seen them give them, but I don't think it was a penalty. I mean, Wanjo Smith came over as appealed to Stacey Pearson, the referee, but obviously nothing doing. I think partly because City also retained possession as well.
Ball play forward by Wiles Richards has just great composure when he's playing the ball forward as Wilson is brought down halfway inside the Welling half, and it will be another free kick for City.
And Ben Morgan, of course, in this afternoon's lineup, rehabilitated back into the side.
Clark now on the right-hand side as Rains on the overlap, doesn't use them on his right foot, sends a good-looking cross in up towards Fisher and Tilson. It's headed away though, good clearance that time by Winfield, and it will go out for another corner. This time it'll be the first corner in fact for City. Yep. Where comes the corner then, in swing, Ewan Clark towards the back post. Didn't quite reach the header of Parcell that time, and Lovett does well, calls for the ball early, and brings the ball in, although Parcell just gingerly getting back to his feet there. Referee coming over to check if he's okay, and he's jogging back. Bournemouth with a team to defeat City on the opening day last week. Can't complain with a 1-0 defeat against a full-time club to start the season, as Wilson's putting the pressure on Lovett now, and he does well to clear the ball away. Up towards Johnson, Parcell putting the pressure on there. Johnson does well.
Looked a little bit one-footed there, Lovett, didn't he, as he tried to switch the ball from one side to the other. And referee just coming over to have a word with Rod Stringer, and he's obviously said something. Fourth official also coming over to the box, and I think referee Stacey Pearson indicating she doesn't want any more of it.
I always like the way Humphrey Ewers just sort of lingers on the edge as well, waiting for that rebounding shot. And it comes then up towards Morgan, up towards Fisher, and Parcell does get on the end of it somehow. He just toe taps it over, way over the bar on that occasion, and it will be a goal kick for Welling. And as we said, Andrew, it was a bit of a shaky start. Welling were getting the ball forward more, but since the opening 8 minutes or so, it's been all City. Batten does well to keep the ball away from Long. We're not allowing Elliot Long to have too much of a ball because he could be the danger man today, but now it's inside the box for Welling. It's a left-footed shot that time from Kennedy. Goes straight into the arms of Wiles Richards there, but the first on-target opportunity for either side here, and it comes from Welling. Now Winfield again, having to use his left foot to get ball forward to Martin, does well, finds Kennedy. Ball forward as well, and here comes Elliot Long now. The danger man potentially, and there's appeals for offside there against Taylor Crosdown. The cross is sent in, but Batten's there to keep it away, and it will be a goal kick as it comes off Grant last. But once again, Welling getting the ball forward. Long, his first chance to really make something happen for the side.
Take no messing at the heart of defence. Welling try and play a ball over the top towards Taylor Crossdale, the only man on the pitch to have scored a goal this season. And of course, we're only in game 2. And an acrobatic effort from Rhys Grant goes into the gloves of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you might have heard Jerry Gill say as well before kick-off that they're waiting to find out the results of the scan he had on Friday.
Wanjo Smith trying to break forward just over the halfway line. Now the referee, Stacey Pearson's going to get a yellow card out for the first time. And a disbelieving Jack Birchall.
I love that heightened sense of innocence. He's absolutely hilarious.
Birchall's header up towards halfway. Bit scrappy now, both sides giving the ball away. Rains in space. Brings it to Clark on his outside. Waits for Martin to commit. Now it is Ewan Clark. Tilson, foot on the ball. Back to Rains on the touchline. Jordan Tilson closed down by Taylor Crossdale. And Tilson delivers. Wanjo Smith heads it down. Wilson shoots into the corner beyond the dive of Lovett. And City open the scoring. It's the Romans' first goal of the campaign. And it's the new number 9, Scott Wilson, who scored against Welling here last season, that 4-0 rout. 19 last season, and he's off the mark in game 2 here.
Yeah, lovely move by City, and when Wilson got that, he just really had to turn slightly and put the ball beyond the keeper, and you feel it was almost a typical Scott Wilson goal, wasn't it? Both in terms of direction and where he was standing to get that ball, and well, we said it had been a little bit quiet this game so far, but I think that should liven it up a little bit.
Well, he tried to make something happen. Morgan volleys the ball forwards, and it's collected by Wilson, who lays it off to Parcell, left side. Curls the cross in, and an improvised effort from Wanjo Smith from around about 13 yards out. Tried to chest it on the turn and almost flicked it goalwards, but it went wide.
I think the encouraging thing there is they just didn't expect to see Wanjo Smith in the middle of the park.
Rains back to Morgan, who only played 3 times for City last year. He's already on appearance number 2 this campaign, filling in after all the absences, but he's done a good job. Tilson, off balance, finds Wilson outside the box, left foot shot, and it wasn't caught very well. It bobbles through to Lovett.
Yeah, Scott Wilson didn't really get his foot behind that, just trickled through.
Yeah. Not much power on that at all. now. Elliot Long on the left. Good tackle from Morgan. He sees the throw, but...
which shows really how the midfields work well to keep Welling at bay.
That's right. And Long with an early shot, trying to catch out Miles Richards at his near post. No danger, had his angles covered. From the left corner of the box, that effort came in. And a quick kick out towards Wanjo Smith. Controls it well, under pressure from Birchall, who gives him a shove in the back. Stacey Pearson, the referee, just gives a throw to Rains, who's in midfield at the moment, just for a brief moment. Clark takes on Kennedy down the right, comes inside. And we thought it could be a free kick, but that's the whistle for half-time.
Yep, indeed. One blast followed by two more, and fooled us into thinking that referee Stacey Pearson had blown for a free kick, when in fact she was blowing for half-time. So City, I think, will be pretty satisfied with that performance, bearing in mind the changes they've been forced into. Yeah. And a good goal by Scott Wilson.
Batten has to quickly get towards Richards, who stays very composed to find Morgan again. Ball over top now for Wilson to latch onto him at right wing. He should win that foot race against Winfield, and he does. Just about keeps it in for Clark now. He can run into the box. He may just be brought down. Not quite bad time. Onto his left foot now. Tries to take a shot. Referee says no penalty. Not many appeals either, as it goes out for a throw-in for City.
No, he just fell over off balance.
Just looking for an option as a referee, just making sure there's no pushing and shoving. Wilson trying to block it down. It's a header over top. Good fall towards Grant, and Wells Richards has to come out to beat Long, and he does so. And Welling do well to play it out now with Long, who's tackled. Like Parson may have got the ball there. Referee says no, though, probably because it was just in from behind. So it will be a free kick for Welling, just inside the City half. Almost 53 minutes gone, 1-0 to City. Here it comes then, crossfield up towards Long, but didn't reach his header. Comes up to Grant though, now back with Long, edge of the box, and Clark will dispossess, almost finds Wilson. And there's appeals for handball there, and referee does agree, so it will be a free kick for City. Halfway inside, they're in half, and Anthony Grant is going to get a little talking to.
Yeah, she's spoken to him once before, and I think this may be just a little warning saying you're treading a bit of a thin line here, Ant Grant. Oh, and in fact he's just got a yellow card, so...
But mainly on the right-hand side with Clark. Now it's with Kennedy, who brings it to the right-hand side. It's a good cross in now, back to Kennedy, inside box, could take a shot, he does! And it goes just wide, hits the side netting, and I just saw this flurry of celebrations behind the Bath End goal, where all the Welling fans thought it was in. I did too initially. I'm not quite sure what went wrong there for Kennedy. He was about 6 yards out, and it goes wide, Andrew.
I was exactly fooled as you were, and I think it was because all the fans that side of the goal, and I'm surprised they couldn't see it because they're standing the side where it hit the side netting. If they'd been the other side, I could understand it, but they all cheered, certain that it was a goal.
Humphrey Ewers holds onto the ball incredibly well that time. Tilson switch up to the left-hand side. Good first touch by Parsow. He may try and unleash a shot if he can. He's still going Parsow inside the box. Got to the edge before the third tackle finally dispossessed him. And that could have been very interesting if Parsow had found a way through into the box there. But it will be a throw-in for City. Halfway in, right on the halfway line on the right-hand side.
Bring on a pair of fresh legs if City look under pressure, but at the moment they don't.
Rains. Diagonal ball up towards Fisher, who does win the header, flicks it over to Wilson, who I thought was going to take a first-time strike. Then it comes out for Tilson, though, and it ricocheted off a few different players. Unfortunately, it was his own players, so it goes out for a goal kick. But once again, Lovett having to stretch to his right, and it will be a goal kick. Yeah,
lovely ball to Wilson there by Fisher.
Kennedy forward, and it's a nice back heel from Bramble. Good run forward from Kennedy, looking for a free kick, but he looked as though he's going to overrun it. Tilson comes across, left-hand side now. And the ball forward finds its way through to Wilson, lays it off, Fisher. Chips it in behind for Clark, flag stays down, keeper's out of the area, Clark goes around him, he's wide on the right of the box. Cuts back onto his left foot. Defender Martin on his haunches there, now Clark can't keep the ball in. But for a brief moment there, really good break. Wilson laid it off to Alex Fisher. And Ewan Clark got in behind the Welling back line and perhaps could have done better with that.
He just took a touch too many, didn't he?
City make a substitution.
It's going to be Wanjo Smith going off. Jordan Albers coming on for him. So very much in terms of attack and defence, a like-for-like substitution.
Well, they all count. Alves runs into Cornish, but gets back up with the ball. Tries to shoot at goal. It hits the body of Wells, goes up into the air. Back to Kennedy again. And that's a poor pass. Given away, but he's got it back now. The Wings trying to take flight, get something from this game. A goal down to Scott Wilson's 33rd minute opener.
Yeah. They are about to bring on ex-Swansea youngster Ruben Davies, and he's going to come on for Alex Fisher. So something of an attacking move there, you feel, from Jerry Gill.
So Rains takes the throw, gives it short to Alves, who runs into two blue shirts, but the ball bounces kindly for Rains. Back with Alves. Right corner of the box, sends a deep cross in, looking for Clark, and the goalkeeper was scrambling there, Lovett. Just about did enough with it. It's a tall forward, but at the moment it's only Scott Wilson who's the sole man forward for City. Bramble comes inside, looks to try and shoot with his left foot. A lot of black and white striped shirts in the way. Chipped in towards Taylor Crossdale. Hint of a handball and then a sliding challenge. And the foul inside the area goes the Romans' way as Batten went in for the challenge. That was a close one.
Yep, a little bit scary there. The game really had slowed down a lot, you feel. And Welling were moving the ball around looking for an opening, but not able to find one. Morgan just having a word there with the player, Birchall, lying on the ground, which probably isn't very wise.
He didn't need to be there, does he, Morgan?
I think he's giving him some medical advice. Meanwhile, there's a bevy of players around there.
Yeah, for a moment, there are three bodies lying in the box there.
I think it's Batten that's down for City, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he went in for the challenge. I'd like to see that back again.
Oh. Well, the referee has just sent off. I think it's Birchall.
Yeah, he may have reacted to what Morgan was doing.
Yeah.
Lashing out, really, but Stacey Pearson...
Well, he hasn't left the pitch, but he has come over and had a word with Morgan.
So there we are, late drama with a red card for Jack Birchall.
Well, it was a yellow followed by a red, wasn't it? So
yeah, he did get booked early on.
Yeah.
The first booking of the game, so second for him.
Well, Birchall limping towards the touchline here. 5 minutes of this match plus stoppage time to go.
Play resumes as Harvey Wiles-Richards kicks it out to the left-hand side. An unmarked Ewan Clark. Plays it down the line looking for Wilson. But there is Cornish, who tidies things up from just filling in as a right back for a short while. Clark knocked over from behind by Kennedy, and that is a foul in the centre of the Welling half.
Now, obviously, the bench, I think Rod Stringer's had something to say.
Yeah.
And Stacey Pearson just coming over to talk to the fourth official, for which Rod Stringer gets a yellow card and has one or two things to say to the fourth official. And I think it's not really Welling's afternoon.
City throw on the left.
3 minutes of additional... No, 4 minutes of additional time to go.
As the whistle goes again, Davis trying to do something with the ball. There's a yellow card coming out.
Well, I think that's for kicking the ball away.
Tilson, was it? And forward by Parcell. Alves trying to put pressure on Wells, and he's headed it straight to him. Here comes Alves into the area, right side. Low cross cut out by Cornish. He scuffed the cross. I don't think he would have gone very far, but Cornish made the block. He had to. Back to Humphrey Ewers. Batten, halfway line. Humphrey Ewers into Wilson. Good first time ball. Knocked over the defence. Davis was interested, but out came Lovett. He grabbed the ball, knocked over Winfield. It's not easy to do. Lovett sends it forward direct towards Taylor Crossdale there, who said he got caught there, and Wiles-Richards is out of action for a moment. Well, he thought they could have a go at an empty net. He's back in his goal there. He's limping slightly, the City keeper. Kennedy inside the box, gets around the defender and then goes down. Well, he's claiming he got tripped by Morgan, but the referee just turned away.
Well, I have to say, I have some sympathy for the Welling bench here. It looked to me as if he was.
Well, Morgan's looking very, well, I won't say guilty, but he's just looking down at the turf. It looks like he did get caught, so which would signal that he did catch Kennedy as he tried to dance round him inside the box.
Interestingly, very few of the Welling players have gone over and complained. Lots of complaints from the Welling bench.
Yeah.
It may be that he just, I mean, from this angle, hard to tell. Perhaps he just stuck out a leg and made no contact with the player at all. But referee Stacey Pearson had absolutely no doubt in waving play on.
Yeah,
he's come across, Stacey Pearson, to have a word with her fourth official.
But he was missing in action there from Miles Richards, right on the edge of his box.
Rod Stringer wisely not joining in the conversation, having already received a yellow card.
So,
with a long conversation.
A red card.
Official and
it's
the
card. Assistant.
Yeah.
Kevin Watson, I think.
Yeah. No, it's not Rod Stringer, it's the assistant.
Yeah.
And, well, he's going to have to go down the tunnel, whether he likes it or not. He's now arguing with the fourth official. Long conversation between the fourth official and Stacey Pearson, the referee. And, well, controversy here. But, I mean, she was relying on what the fourth official said, and there was a long conversation. He clearly had to put up with a torrent of abuse from the Welling assistant.
Well played by Martin to get it round the corner.
We're now in the 8th minute. Stoppage time, and indeed that's all there is time for. City going out 1-0 this afternoon. Sorry, Chris, I cut across you there.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, victory for City. It's their first win of the season, obviously, and just like last year, getting that win in the second game of their National League South campaign, just as they did against Mason here 12 months ago with a 3-0 win. And it's the third consecutive victory over the Wings after the double last year, and the late drama there, which saw the second yellow card issued 5 minutes from time for defender Jack Birchall, and then what looked like it could have been a penalty for Welling and a potential equaliser at the death was then given as a free kick to Bath City instead, and red card for the Welling assistant, and the manager, Rod Stringer's gone over to have words with the officials as well. Yeah,
well, perhaps no surprise, his first task was to run straight across the pitch to the other side of the centre circle to inform the three match officials as to what he thought of their performance this afternoon. But, I mean, I think Stacey Pearson's actually had a good game.
Yeah.
Whether that was a penalty or not, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it must not have been, because she was very decisive in waving play on, and that apart, I think she's done well. We obviously don't know what's been said between, not between her and the Welling bench, but between the Welling bench and the fourth official, who clearly was getting an earful most of the afternoon. And I think also the sending off again, there was an altercation in the area, and clearly Jack Birchall must have said something else, because it was a double yellow.
No, I think he was yellowed in the first half, so yeah.
And officials now coming across to, marshalled by a couple of the city stewards, and getting a resounding round of applause, which I would suggest there is a certain degree of irony in from amongst the city spectators. But City are doing well this afternoon. It wasn't the prettiest of performances,
solid,
but they would say with the number of players they got out, a victory is a victory. And I think, Chris, very important before they go on to that Torquay game on Tuesday night, isn't it?
Yeah, they get the first victory on the board, points going up the table as well. And yeah, just with the injuries and suspension they've had to deal with, just very solid, defended staunchly. Batten and Morgan in the heart of that defence. Parcell doing well over at left back, and Rains, of course, as ever on the right. And in a game with little quality in the attacking thirds for both sides, Scott Wilson showed his quality to score the only goal of the game in the first half.
Well, thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. We've enjoyed this game. A good, hard-fought victory by City going out 1-0 victors against Welling United in front of 1,063. Don't forget Tuesday night, City at home against Torquay United. Do get down to Twerton Park for that one. It promises to be a cracker.